Hey guys, what's going on? Dean Meadows with Dean's Dialogue in association with the Daily Apologist. Today is Free for All Friday, and as I kind of explained last week, it's when I get to talk about kind of some of the things that I've seen either on the internet, on Facebook, maybe some personal engagements that I've had this past week that have a apologetic value. And today, what I really want to talk about are skeptics. Now, before you start to go hard in the paint against me, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to bash skeptics in this episode because sometimes, skeptics are often stereotyped as the internet troll who sits around with a bag of potato chips and they hunt their social media looking to get into arguments. But I honestly think that is a gross misrepresentation of the skeptical community as a whole. In all actuality, some of the nicest people that I've ever met, some of the nicest people that I've ever had the privilege to talk to, are skeptics, are people that are either agnostic or atheist, or they're agnostic atheists, right? Now, some people might be like, hey, why would you, give a shout out to people who don't believe in God? Because even people who don't, believe the same things that we do, that we might have staunch disagreements with, can still help us and mold us into better people. So what do I mean by that? So here are kind of three reasons why I really love skeptics. Number one, they've helped me become a better thinker. Primarily the people that have helped me, have taught me not just what to think, but how to think, are Christians. But really over the last 8 to 10 months and really hardcore engaging with the skeptical community on issues of faith and religion and science and things like that, they've really made me not just question some of the deeply held beliefs that I have had, but even think through the reasons why I believe what I believe. Maybe even more so than prior to this last 8 to 10 months. And for that, I am absolutely thankful for that because, it's helped me really dig and look into the arguments that not only that I'm making, but also the arguments that the skeptical community makes against things like Christianity. Number two, the skeptical community is absolutely positively bold. One thing you're not going to find in the skeptical community are a bunch of pansies, right? They're some of the boldest people I know when it comes to defending their worldview. They are confident in what they believe, and they will not hesitate to defend what they believe. Now, do some people go over the top with their brashness and mockery and backhanded compliments? Sure, but every group that you encounter is going to have that. Christians have those or have those in our group. So that you can't just say, well, we need to dismiss them because you've got people who are brash, who are mock other groups and who give backhanded compliments. Every group has them. And the reason why I bring this up is because we, as Christians, can learn something from the boldness of the skeptical community. Oftentimes, we come across people who are bold in what they believe, and we just kind of shy away from that. And we shouldn't shy away from that. We should engage that and be just as bold. And I really do appreciate the boldness of the skeptical community because we live in a culture that tiptoes and panders around all types of people and groups and arguments and types of speech because they're scared to offend someone. And most skeptics that I've met are not worried about offending you, not worried about offending me. Now, they do a very good job of pairing that boldness with being polite. You can be polite and bold. That doesn't, just because you're bold doesn't mean you have to be a jerk. And the vast majority of people that I've met who are agnostic, who are atheists, who are agnostic atheists, who classify themselves as skeptics. They walk that line very well between being bold and being polite. And for that, I appreciate them for it. For that, I love them for it. Also, they've helped me become a more patient person. So you know that group that has a tendency to take it over the line, to be offensive intentionally, to mock intentionally. I love them too, because if we're going to meet people as Christians, if we're going to meet people where they are, so the gospel can change who they are, we're going to have to engage some people who test us in our emotional limit, right? Who test us in our ability to be patient, who test us in our ability to walk with people in a long-suffering way. And that's why I love the skeptics who are in that 5 to 10%, who are, that brash, who are the people that take it over the top, who do nothing but seek to offend. I appreciate that, because that has made me a more patient person. And this just doesn't work for me in dealing with skeptics, right? This has long-term benefits in just dealing with people in general, because whether we know it or not, whether we recognize it or not, people are difficult. And the way that we meet people where they are, so the gospel can change who they are, is by developing what I like to call a patience threshold, a long-suffering threshold. And really, in my ability to be patient with people in the last 8 to 10 months, I really do believe that stems from, one, praying for patience, and two, engaging people in the skeptical community who are on the fringe and excess in what they say. So engaging the skeptical community, seriously, has genuinely been one of the most fulfilling experiences I've had in my life in the last 8 to 10 months. It's tested me emotionally. It's tested me spiritually. It's caused me to think through why I believe what I believe. And I admire their boldness, even though I disagree with just about all of their conclusions. I greatly appreciate that. Now, I'm not saying that this is something that everybody needs to do, or that this type of engagement or this type of evangelism is for everybody. Certainly, there are some of us who balk at just the idea of talking to an atheist. There's some people who probably throw up in their mouth when they hear the word atheist and skeptic. Guess what? You are not the Christians that need to be talking to those people. So just make sure that if you engage a skeptic, that you understand that everything that they're going to throw at you and the questions that they're going to ask are going to test you deeply. And they're going to be emotionally taxing as well. So just throwing that out there. Now, the other thing that I know is that the gospel has the power to absolutely positively save everyone, including the skeptic. But here's the thing that I want to drive home in the free-for-all as we conclude, is that is not going to happen unless these people are engaged in a polite but bold way to demonstrate the Christian worldview is true, and that the gospel of Jesus Christ is an actual historical event. So, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate and love everybody that's tuned in. And thank you to my skeptical friends for the last 8 to 10 months. You have tested me in ways that I probably haven't been tested before. So thank you for that. God bless. Have a great day.